and it's a good morning from Nagasaki. It has been my dream for a number of years now to present the city of Nagasaki on my channel, The Culture Cave. It's a very important series. I'm getting acquainted this morning with the lovely Mr. Kinoshita, who I met yesterday on the phone, and we've met in person today. He is a UN volunteer and tour guide here in Nagasaki. Nagasaki is one of the most prominent places that truly defines East meets West. And in this series we're going to be taking you on a little adventure of East meets West, which started with the Portuguese history. The reason why this series is so important to me personally is, as a British-Dutch traveller here in Japan, my first job was actually presenting a Dutch TV show here. My ancestors, I stand on the land where my ancestors will have come with sailing ships, and there's a very special and unique feeling here in Nagasaki. So firstly, it's just an honour to be with you here today. The very knowledgeable Mr. Kinoshita is going to help take us on this adventure through Nagasaki. And the series that I've been hosting has been broadcast around the world, and I'm very proud that one of my first jobs was the Japanese-Dutch connection. I'm very proud of that. So could you tell us first a little bit about yourself and where this all began? You were born here, weren't you?
Yes, I was born in Nagasaki, and I have lived in almost 70 years, except for those days when I went to college in Tokyo for 6 years. It's a quite long time, but Nagasaki is my beloved city, and I think it is very unique from the standpoint of culture, especially international exchange of cultures from different countries, from European, Americans, and also Chinese.
Yes.
And also, regarding the landscape, we have very unique. We have mountains and the Gulf and the port and rivers.
Yes.
And it is very nice to visit Nagasaki in the daytime, and also very beautiful to visit at nighttime. So Nagasaki is designated as one of the most three night view town in the world.
Yes, the best
after Monaco and Hong Kong.
Is that right?
Yes.
So you must be very proud of that.
Oh yes.
So Mr. Kinoshita has been telling me how this is a very unique city. It's actually the very first place where West came to East. That's massive. It's massive. It's where the world truly became international, because as many of you who are watching may know, the Japanese borders did not open to the public until 451 years ago. Was it the Portuguese
first
the
came.
Very first. And we actually stand here today at the original port, and I'll just run down here and I'll be right back. This is the original port where the Portuguese came and came ashore. Now I'm told that the landscape has not really changed of that port, and that's where the original settlers came. Now there was a famous battle, wasn't there?
Oh yes.
Tell us about that.
The Portuguese first came to Hirado, about 100 miles north of Nagasaki city. And there was a struggle due to some business issue, and 10 Portuguese were killed. So all the Portuguese escaped to Nagasaki. But the landlord of the Hirado wanted to continue the business trade with Portugal. So they chased from Hirado, sending many ships, small ships, many
Japanese ships. Yes.
But they were all destroyed by strong Portugal ships with big cannons.
Wow.
You know?
Do we know the reason for the dispute?
Dispute is, I think, the price of the commodities.
Right.
Probably.
So it was a price war, and the struggle escalated, and some people were killed. What happened next? What happened after the battle?
But,
They settled. Didn't
the
they?
battle was, it's not a big battle, but a battle of small groups.
Yes.
In Japan, those days, we don't have guns, but we have Japanese sword, so they were
Yes.
trying to killing each other with using the sword mostly.
Yes. Yes. I mean, the Japanese were obviously stronger in that weapon, but they came with cannons. you're
They came
telling
with
me.
cannons, yes.
And that's how they won that particular battle. Yes. So what happened next?
What next?
Yes.
So, Portugal thought that it is not safe to stay in that small port of Nagasaki. The name is called Fukuda.
Fukuda.
So they looked around and find other part of the mountain, other side of the mountain. That is current Nagasaki.
Yes.
Nagasaki port.
Yeah.
Much deeper and deep in the water level. Depth is also deep to accommodate for larger ships. So that was in 1571.
1571.
At the time, Nagasaki was only a small village of about 500 population, but after Portuguese came, in about 20 years, the population exceeded 10,000 or so.
Of the Portuguese. That's a large number.
Large number, yes.
I mean, my hometown, very small hometown in County Durham, is only 2,000 people. And incidentally, today we stand on Inasa Mountain. We're currently at an elevation of 333 meters, which is about the same elevation as my hometown in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I'm very used to this kind of windy climate and cold weather. Today is very mild. It's off-peak season. It's January, so we've picked a nice quiet day and quite a mild day to do this series. We have so much to talk about. Shall we take a seat here just a moment? Shall we take a seat? I'm just going to delve into the notes because we have a very long timeline to start discussing. Are you okay sitting?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to set this up here. Okay, so we'll just continue rolling. You're watching part 1 of the Nagasaki adventures, and we're going to be continuing part 2, so tune in for part 2.